welcome in, my friends. What's up? Let me just set something up right here on YouTube. I'm streaming, multicasting. Hey, what's up? How's it going? It is such a beautiful day outside. I actually kind of contemplated on going outside and doing it. Yo, what's up, D? What's up, Laura? What's going on? Hey, cool card sales. I do have cards, but this morning, this is a chat that I do for networking. You should definitely bookmark one of my card shows. I've got a couple of them coming up like in May. No problem. Thanks for asking. Hey, Butterfly Kiss. Hey, Leanne. How you doing? I missed a few of you earlier on there. Let me just fix something on this video right here for YouTube. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start talking. I have a lot of things to talk about. So right now, why don't you guys feel free to share your shows so you can get a lot of followers if you're new here. This is your first time. Well, welcome. My name is Dee. I'm username Dee Archivist. Had it for a long time, and I sell pretty much everything. But I do love to talk about whatnot and selling in general. Make some goals. Oh, I hope your ear feels better. Earaches are the worst. Hey there, sweetie. How you doing? Yeah, I'm good. Been busy. Kitchen remodels like almost finished. I was gonna actually do coffee talk today in there, but yeah, right. Is your name D2 really? Your label didn't say that. But I dig it. D. Canva chat, yeah. I know it's Lauren. But if you want to be D, then that's all good too. All right. I don't think I need my computer at all. But if I do, then I can open it up. So let's see. We've got a lot of shows going on. You want to learn about Canva. You want to learn how to make better, thumbnails for your whatnot. Go follow Chipper Flipper. She does a great show that's very basic. If you don't know and you're worried it's too complicated for you, you should definitely go check out her show. You will come back learning something. So don't feel overwhelmed with Canva. In the beginning, it seems like, what in the hell have I gotten myself into? But, the more you play around with it and press all the buttons and change things, you're going to end up coming away with a nice little graphic that you can start branding your own, identity on whatnot. And then people will see that, remember it. And then when they're searching through all of the programs, all of the scheduled shows, yours might stand out. Yeah, I'm big on that. It's Canva, Canva.com. It is absolutely free, but there are some paid graphics, and you can debate on if it's worth it for you or not. Don't forget, if you're a business, hey, Covet, how you doing? If you're a business, that's a tax write-off. Just saying. There's also another one like Adobe Express. That's another free one, kind of free. They have different options. Same kind of thing. They have different templates for like Instagram, YouTube. They don't have it per se for whatnot, but you play around with it and then you can get the ratio to match up to it. And then just always leave a little room, but go to Chipper Flippers and you can see what it's all about. You use them to host your domain. Yeah, I was like surprised that they did hosting. Hey Lizzie, how you doing? But anyway, you just play around with it and you can end up with some cool graphics or a logo. Just make sure if you make a logo on Canva, you really switch it up, because there are a lot of people that just use the basic one. And as a designer myself, I can actually see who uses Canva, but I'm not judging or anything. I'm just saying change it up a little bit so it doesn't exactly look like the default one. You like pressing people's buttons, but I think we're talking about different buttons. I say do it. What's going on? Hey, Sable Lou, how are you? So are you guys making goals? We always talk about like how to do this, how to do that. But are you guys like making legit goals for your selling? It's so important to do it. If you really want to grow your business on whatnot, like maybe somebody's goal is different than another person's, guess what? That's okay. I might have a different goal. Like I might go live and go, okay, I want to make $1,000, or I just want to have fun. Like that's a goal. Or I just want to be nice. I want to have a stream where it's nice, complimentary, and we have a good old time here, right? Late at night, whatever. To be a legend. Exactly. Do you have to share your goals with everybody? Absolutely not. I'm a firm believer in hustle and silence. Then see, there's a good goal right there to get to 1K sales. What do you have to do to make that goal? Now you have to hold yourself accountable to reach those kinds of goals, right? So like one of my goals was like to do more shows. Not necessarily I've hit my 1K. I hit 10K recently, so I'm going to be having a mystery box show. I think it's scheduled in May sometime. Make smaller goals to reach the big one. Yeah, and they don't have to be like I got to have 20,000 by the end of the year. No. It could be like, hey, you know what? I want to sell 5 things in my next show. And then that 5 things you reach, like, okay, what's your next goal? And keep making them happen. What's up? What's up, G Money? How you doing? What's going on? Well, I'm putting it into the world and I'm not even close in my mind. Yeah, but you know what? You can just put it out there for yourself. The goal is for you. What is your goal? Okay, my goal is somebody might have a goal where, like, man, I have so much stuff. I want to have my first show. So my goal is to sell, 50 items in my first show. But remember, when you set those kind of goals, you better be able to match it. So selling your 50 items, you got to, all right, you're back. Are you ready for this? You got to make sure you ship out in the 2 days. So, all right, ready? Big country. What's going on? How you doing? I missed you, my friend. I hope you're well in the family. To be more organized. That's a very good goal. And how are you going to do that? You know, you don't have to answer. You can answer. I think the same thing. My goal last year really was to get organized, right? I'm really good. Thank you for asking. I don't know. It's overwhelming, right? Yeah, it's totally an overwhelming, but it's not a unattainable goal. You can do it. Just give yourself some grace and make sure like you go, okay, Sable Lou over here looking in the mirror at herself. All right. My goal today is put everything into category, just for example. So I did that last year. My goal was to take my shed and organize it by category. Okay. Then my second goal was like, okay, I did it. Everything's in its place. My next goal was to inventory it so I know what I have. Unless it's for whatnot, I don't. So many categories. I know. Like I have jewelry, I have baseball cards, basketball cards, football, hockey, all that. Then over here, electronics. What kind of electronics? Modern, vintage. And then we go over here and it's like right? So then how do I want to label this? Like it's a whole process. So what did I start doing? Not just a whatnot book, but I have like my own book. And it has like all my goals. I write everything down. My 1 year whatnot stuff. Oh my gosh. And lesson learned, just brainstorming. Okay, this is something else. That's something else. But, just writing it down, making a plan. I think in my shed I have, trying to think, I have like I had 15. I think I'm down to 12 categories because I don't do clothing or anything like that. All right, hold on. I saw a question back up there. But so it's a process. You got to lay out the steps and then, make a 5-step. How do you approach chat talking smack about other streamers? Well, that's a very good question. So, if it's in your show, I think it's really important, and I've done this entirely since I started Whatnot, is number one, keep your stream healthy, not toxic. And if you see it right away, call them out on it and be like, listen, at this stream, we're not going to call out a seller for bad shipping. You could share you had a bad experience, but don't go take and say, de-archivist shipped my stuff without packaging. Don't do that. I mean, I don't do that, but I'm just going to use myself as an example. I don't want to use anybody else. And you nip that in the bud right away because the more that people do it, and there's always going to be one person that will just do it anyhow. And then you give them a warning. If they continue, you decide what you want to do. You want to kick them out, then they can't come in that stream. It's completely up to you because it's your show. You get to control any way you want. So like at night and figure out a way, like I've always segued it in a way to tell people, okay, listen, this place here, not everybody has earned the right to hear your story, no matter what it is. So sometimes I've had people come in, you ask them how they're doing. I'm okay. And then they trauma dump like into the chat. And sometimes you got to be careful with asking how you're doing. Hope you're doing well. Don't leave it an open-ended question because then you're opening it up for those kind of things. But I would definitely nip it in the bud and, have a heart-to-heart talk. I've had it on my show. I had someone dropping trauma like in the chat. And I saw it right away and I just turned the camera on myself because I was selling and that was a distraction from my stream and just said, listen, I am so sorry you've been through so much. And I really with my whole heart felt that. But this wasn't the place. Therapy is the place for that kind of stuff, and it's different if you're taking your chat to that place. Like that's okay too if you decide to do that. But some people just don't know when to stop, so you do it. And I gave the person a fair warning, and I said, you know, what I said, not everybody has earned the right to hear your story. And they didn't let it sink in. And so they did it again. And then I said, look, I'm going to let you know, you might, the thing is, when you dump stuff like that in a chat, you could completely trigger somebody who's going on that path of healing or just discovery or whatever. And it's really, like I said, not everybody has earned the right to hear your story. And so, you know, you keep it. So I've always kept my streams like that. And I have a few people that have done that. I still correct them right away if I catch it. So, you know, you're the boss of your show. And if they don't like it, that's okay. They can go to another show. Okay, let's see what we got. I hope that answers your question. My goal is to run my own race. Comparisons can get people derailed and discouraged. This mindset works for me. I love that, Covet. It's true. It's true. 100%. And don't feel like if I say my goal is to get organized, my goal is to sell, 5,000 items this year or 20,000 or 50,000 items. That's my goal, mine alone. But maybe it'll inspire you to, then you get motivated, right? You don't want to be motivated by somebody. You want to get inspired, and then you motivate yourself to do it. Like if you want whatever goal works for you. I dumped 6 large trash bags of toys a few weeks ago because I knew I needed to get rid of the stuff that didn't sell. Hey, it's a write-off on your taxes. Leo, Red Rooster, what's up? I missed a few of you. Let's keep it positive, folks. If you have any concerns, please email Trust and Safety. Yes, so there's another one only. If you have someone that doesn't listen, that continually ignores you or talks smack, you definitely can email Trust and Safety at whatnot.com, and they will take care of it. Yeah, I went back a little bit, so. Oh, you found another. Thank you. Celebrate other successes because it is absolutely true. Hey, Amy, never try. Look, I've always said this too, and some of you may not know this. Like, whenever on Whatnot, I don't feel like I'm competing against anybody. Like, I have my own brand, my own style, my own items. We all sell, there's room for all of us on here. So why not? Right. So I don't feel like I compete with anybody on the app. We all have different personalities, different styles, and there's room for every single person, like I said, you know. Okay, so Chipper Flipper, are you doing the 1 month challenge for the death pile clear out with George, right? I mean, yeah, I feel like you are. Good. Yeah, don't compare yourself to anybody. There's only one of you. I like trying not to commit right now to trains or anything. I love doing them. Pop, 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 pop. Awake, I see. I love it. Hey, Karen. Okay, so back October, November, TweetCo and I had a chat that kind of skyrocketed into the TweetCo challenge. And OMG, and I don't see her anymore, so I kind of forgot her name right now. What the heck is her name? You guys know who I'm talking about, the graphics. For the life of me, I can't remember. Anyway, they created graphics. Yeah, TweetCo challenge. And then it was go live for a minimum of 30 minutes every day for 30 days just to see. The goal was to, one, see what you can do. Yeah, Stormberry. That's right. I haven't seen her in a while. That's why. And so Stormberry did the graphics, and it was like really beautiful, and it worked out real good. TweetCo loved it. I think she's still using the image. And it was a challenge. So I participated. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I went live every day I didn't make it 30 days. There's no way, because my streams are not a minimum of 30. So, because what happens is you do a show and you're selling, and 30 minutes comes, but do you want to stop if you're selling like hotcakes? No, you keep going. So sometimes I did better on those streams. Yeah, I did like 2 hours. So then what does that mean? Am I required to go every day for 30 minutes? No. But I would go because I like middle of the night, and I would have my stream in the middle of the night. So then the next day I got to do it again. So I did like 5 days, took a day off, 4 more days, took a day off. And I found that what I learned is like I could do anything. And the more consistent you are, the better your sales are. Like I went on for 30 minutes and made $700. The next day I went on for 37 minutes. It was like weird. I made $600, and then I made $200, and it just went all over. Hey, Holly, how's it going? Hey, Noreen. Yeah, see, I found that the consistency does pay off. But there were some days where it wasn't because maybe the buyers that came to the show the day before, 2 days before that, didn't come to that show. They skipped a couple of days because, they're spending money and they need to save up maybe. Or that's it. They're tapped out for the month or whatever. But I did like the challenge. Talk faster or Pop will be asleep. All right. No, she's okay right now. It's daytime. Are you ready for a nap? Hey CPU, what's going on? Yeah, it's crazy because about day 4. So I film myself, right? So you think, I know, right? And I forget the time change. So I filmed myself before every time I went live. And then after, like just to see how I was. Okay, day 4, I was like, okay, it's day 4. I'm about ready to go live. Da 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 da. And I was like, okay, I'm on day 7. I was so delirious because I had gone back to back to back to back in the 4 days. And I thought it was 7 days. That's how crazy it was. And yeah, so I always keep saying I'm going to make the video, but I haven't made the time to do it where I splice it all together. But in the time that I did go live, I made quite a bit of money and I moved quite a bit of merchandise. So that was the plus right there. I've always said this consistency is like the biggest key to success on Whatnot. And depending on your items, though, there are people that come on do a show 1 a week and they do fabulous. They make their goal, they make money, they move a ton of stuff, and then they're back the next week for the same thing. And they keep doing this. And then sometimes, like for me, I found that when I had shows, hello, my friend. Hey, Caroline, how you doing? Hey, Lone Pine, how you doing? Welcome in, John. Okay, so when I did shows to build up followers, I went to so many shows. I met so many people and whatnot. Some shows I wasn't even a fan of because I didn't buy the stuff. Red Rooster, thank you so much for the tip. I appreciate you. Thank you for your kindness. When I would go to the shows and I would just like self mod, it would be like people that had under 5 in the show. And then I just got to know people by like networking with them because we all started with 0 followers, right? We all started with 0 sales. Some of us, like, we sold in a boutique, but we never sold online and we jumped on the Whatnot. So I did a show Sunday night. Hey, George. Sunday night through Thursday night, 10:23 p.m. I did this for 9 months consistently, every single one. And then I had to take time off because I do other work stuff. And I found that the consistency is the biggest. And just at first, it's super, super, super awkward. You're talking to your phone. You're not even looking at you're not on camera. You're showing an item, right? You're showing an item and you're selling the item that's only on your little stage or in your shelf unit, shop the shelves kind of thing. And I found that it was so weird. Everybody knows that feeling, right? And if you don't, some people are just naturally like good at talking on camera or being in front of the camera. Having been behind the camera for I don't know 25 years, and directing and things like that. Behind the camera as a photographer, okay, and videographer. That's what I've done for like 30 years. It's different. I can direct and I can give you the good advice because I have a good eye for that stuff. But then to be behind it, like you criticize yourself, oh God, I look terrible or this or that. But you know what? You get over it real quick. Maybe 10, 15 shows. Hey, Melinda. Everybody said, when are we going to like see what you look like? And I go, I don't know. And then I said, do you want to see me? And I did click and I flipped my camera real quick and flipped it back. It's like, yeah, you figure out what works. I'm starting to not feel awkward. That's a win for me. Y'all may think I'm awkward too, but good. I'm so proud of you, Jaded Bray. You just do it. Just show up. Show up for yourself. You just practice and feel comfortable. Like there's still times I get nervous, like going online when I haven't been on for a long time, but I'm completely comfortable now. Some of us are too comfortable on camera. True. Yes, very true. Let's see. Yeah, just get out there and do it. But The biggest thing I was thinking about the other day, I was like, goals. What kind of goals? We kind of brushed up on goals. Everybody has a different goal. There's that. So I'll ask Chipper Flipper and I'll ask George, you're doing this 30-day death pile, right? Have you seen it improving, like the pile getting smaller? It's a slow process, of course, because the pile didn't get there overnight. Yes and no. Yeah. There's still that nervous to click the button, but I feel less awkward being live. Yeah. At the beginning of the year, after what happened over here on mine, I was a little nervous to go live. I won't lie. But you guys help me and make me feel more comfortable. And I have my verified buyers on now, so it's pretty much people can't enter the stream at all for the most part. But my sales have definitely increased, even if your sales increase big time because you're just showing up. Yes, for me. Good. Yeah, so they're doing a death pile one. They challenge each other. And I don't know if they have other people in it or they're just doing it to support each other. And they've been moving some stuff. So that's good. Is there a deal where you got to go live every day or just whenever? Thank you, Jaded Brit. I'm so glad that it helped you. I remember when I first started, the one thing I tell everybody is you're going fast and you're getting excited. You might get your dopamine hit or you might get coffee. You might get anxiety. Just take a deep breath. Have a little cup of water next to you or, because you got to constantly drink something, You check. Okay. We have a weekly listing goal and we check in Monday afternoon each week to be held accountable. Okay, that's good. Yeah, Lauren and Pop Rocket, do the challenge. Come on. Hey, GR. CG 24-hour challenge. I'm so nervous at 3 a.m., 6 a.m. slots because of the late night trolls. Turn on verified buyers. The thing is that late night trolls, you'll get a minimal of them coming in, but they are there. Just give them just as much sass back and kick them out. My sister got one the other night. She was on late at night and they bid her. Actually, somebody was verified and they bid her item up from like a $3 or $5 item all the way to $91. And then the other troll was fighting. I wasn't there, so it just sucks. Yeah, thank you, Jaded Brit. I always am like, everybody's welcome to my stream. It's when you're disrespectful to friends or even to yourself that you need to go check yourself before you wreck yourself. I have no problem giving you a fair warning because I want you to stay around and watch how we succeed, all of us, because I feel like if you do get blocked after one time, you're not going to learn anything. So, or if you need something, let us know so we can help, There you go. Oh, email if you want a good graphic to use for the death pile challenge. My verified buyers is always on. Yeah, the time I didn't, well, everybody knows. If you don't know, I'm not going to go into it, but I had it off one time and it was the worst ever. So very worst. But I try to laugh about it now I kind of know who did it at this point. So now it's just a matter of FBI finishing up their investigation. You're going to try to continue till May to see how long you can go. Oh, good. Yeah, they show up any time of night. But you know what? Remember something really important, you guys. Trolls love tears. So the longer you keep going on about whatever it is they did to you, they're going to keep trolling you. Oh my God, Tavo. I haven't forgot about you. I just haven't had that stream. I'm having a stream on Thursday, I think, for video games. It is scheduled. So I do have those Skylanders in there. I need to list them in my store. Thanks for the reminder. This is like the chat where we all help each other, network, share our shows and things like that. I do that. I'll do like an hour and a half today. Yeah. It's made me good money so far. I can't no. Okay, please do. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know anything about those dang Skylanders. I was trying to figure out. I'm gonna do a test. I'm gonna make another Whatnot account for buying. I'm not gonna get verified, and I'm gonna test it out. So I saw who said their thing is verified. I want to see if I feel like it gives you an alert, like when you're going into the stream that you can't bid until you become verified. but I'm not 100% sure. So if it is, I'll be making a video on that one for sure. I thought it did, yeah, because I remember when I first started it, they had something like that. So trolls won't be able to come into your stream, but there still are trolls that get verified. They just don't troll you with that account because they want to win the giveaway. So basically, what I'm talking about here, just in case you didn't know, is right up here where the three dots are. So currently, the three dots for you as a viewer is to mute me. As a seller, if I hit more, it's like a utility menu that pops up at the very, and they changed it up depending on if you've updated. You can turn on verified buyers. What that means is if someone comes into your stream, they have to have proven or whatnot they are who they are. So, de-archivist has to put her driver's license in. That's me. And my credit card, and they have to match. And then they verify that. It's not with like Verify ID, the company, it should be, that I'm aware of. Yeah, you could mute the seller. Had and still have someone talking crap about me, and not once have I acknowledged them. There you go. And sometimes you have to ignore. That's right. Good work, Lauren. They're not worth the time or energy. Absolutely. Absolutely. I completely agree. Humble Sunshine, what's up? You just have to focus on the good stuff, the positive stuff. Are you going to be positive all the time or happy all the time? Hell no. You're going to go like, right? Because that's life, roller coaster. You just keep doing all the things. And even when you're at your most frustrated and you can't deal with whatever, put it down, go outside. If it's a beautiful day. Hey, Zell, how you doing? And just try to enjoy yourself. It's during the show, yes. So verified buyers, you can turn it on. But so what that does is somebody who's like just started on Whatnot and they haven't done the verified buyer thing, they can't bid on your item and they cannot win a giveaway. Most of the time, people that are considered trolls, they're not going to get any identifying factors to Whatnot so they know who they are, even though they have their IP address, unless they use third-party software to hide the IP address. Kelly, what's going on? So that does happen. But when you have it turned on, those folks cannot come into your stream. They can't bid on your items and they cannot enter a giveaway. It says that actually when you turn it on, it'll tell you. Yep. If people are talking about you, then you're doing something right. Exactly. Haters going to hate. People are going to be jealous of you. They absolutely are. Yeah, right? I may not say anything, but there's going to be signs. My face is going to, yeah, for sure. Some people even have verified. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. People that are verified will still act like a troll. But also, when you come into a stream, I might have a different relationship with somebody and it may come off as a troll. So if you're a mod, don't necessarily report them because you just don't know for sure what that relationship is, with. I could have a different one like Hodge or Kelly or Moonsky or, Melissa. Melissa, what's going on? How are you? You can stream from a laptop. You just have to make sure your internet in your home can handle it, as well as your computer can handle it. Yep, you do it the same way as you go live on Whatnot. And you can do a test show. You can still do a private show and test it out. I did one on my new my new laptop. It was fine. Yeah, try it out. Have a show and go live and you'll see. Remember, your camera's facing forward. So you're not going to get that high quality, depending on your computer, of course. If you're going to, have your item, you're going to be basically with this view and be like, hey, check out my hand. You know what I mean? Things like that. You're going to have to make sure, and then maybe not I have a busy background because it's my shelf. Yeah, try it out. And your camera is going to be, but you could do it. Have you done it on your laptop, George? Yeah, use rehearsal mode, or just the private stream works on your laptop, and the rehearsal mode works on the app on the phone. But if you have a newer computer, you can download the app to your computer. Like I can operate, but it's small and you can't resize it. And then Google has the Whatnot app now on the computer, so you can download that. And you hated it. Phone crashed mini stream, so I shifted laptop, but video quality was bad. Yeah. And don't forget, you guys, your routers, they do have to get reset every now and then because they're just like a computer. So if you have it on 24/7, it's probably time to unplug it, turn it off, redo it. If you're not techie and you might screw it up, don't do that. But you can most of them turn off and go back on. And there's give it, a minute to kind of refresh itself, and then it's boom, it will work. Can I use Android phone for camera and iPad for running auction? Absolutely. Absolutely. You're going to have to play around. Obviously, go live on the Android phone. Make sure you're confirmed on, and then you can open up your iPad and go into the app and do all that. It may, okay, there's a weird thing it does. It has a delay issue with chat. So if I'm on my phone and I go to my computer right now, sometimes I don't see all the messages. It's really, I don't know how to explain it. It's very strange. So if I'm going to open my laptop right now. So part of my bottom is going to be off. So hold on. Let me go into, okay, I'm in my stream right now. So sometimes it will not show me like, okay, so on here it shows, hey, Chicken Fried Dakar, how you doing? Hey, Jujubee. Okay, so a couple of people like who it'll refresh usernames. So Melinda's Creations came back in, but it doesn't show it on my iPhone. I use both Apple products. So it's just a weird, bizarre thing that it does. You're using Amazon. It's crud. It sucks, huh? Yeah. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. So I don't use Android at all. I've played around. I'm not a fan. I've gone live on my iPad. I've gone live on an old iPhone. It's just the video quality, it sucks. Period. I mean, just like anything, the older your technology, it'll still work, but you might not get the results that you want. Also, the biggest factor of it all is your internet. If you've got, a slower internet speed, remember you're streaming. And now internet prices have come down crazy low. I think we have 1 gig or 2 gig, 1 gig. And I want to say it's like $50. Yeah, it's like $50. But they messed up and we had a lot of issues. But yeah, you can do it. Just make sure you go live first on that one device and you're already you're established. Then you can open up, like right now I open up my laptop here. And I have a screen up here, so I can drag it to my screen so then I can see the chat and make it any size I dang want, because we all know the chat is insanely tiny. And you can enlarge the font size. Like I don't need to see myself, so I can make it bigger. I have another screen I can add just for chat because I can separate it. Yeah, there's a slight delay on that second device. I would say it... Let me test it right now. I feel like it's like a 3 to 5 second delay, maybe 5 to 6. It's not a ton, but it is definitely a delay. And then if I go over to YouTube from where I'm streaming, because I multicast, YouTube might be about 4-second delay. It's very interesting, but it's just the way it is. We stream our TVs using Fire Stick, so I have to have the TV off. You don't have to, but sometimes, depending on your internet, it may slow down. We have about 20 devices. None of us slow down. It's consistently really fast. So, I mean, always make sure, like I said, restart that router. When I'm out, like in the shed, there is a big delay. I've since fixed that. Yesterday, actually, I was installing all the Ethernet again. I upgraded like the cables because I think over time... Do you think phone for camera and iPad for other? Oh, yeah, Jaded Brit, you could do that. That's totally up to you. And how do you restart router? Well, I have mine all wired to a power strip, so they're just plugged into the power strip. I literally turn it off, and I turn it back on, a minute later. Yeah, and then it boots back up and does its thing. Oh, you got Starlink. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that. Hodgepodge, what's up? How you doing? How's your spot? We haven't seen the bath pics. Your internet won't reach to your shed. So it depends on what kind of router you have. Sometimes they have extenders. Sometimes when you start extending out past, it goes 100 feet from where the router is, depending on what kind of router you have, what kind of service you pay for. So if you have a wireless router, Sometimes it works like here's the router, sometimes it works 100 feet out in each direction. Unless you have a house that has like not sheetrock, but the other older, it it might slow down the connection, but you can absolutely, if you're able to run an Ethernet cable from the router directly out to your shed, you could. So what I did is I have an Ethernet cable going to my shed, but I have it in like conduit. So I have it in PVC piping. So it's buried in the ground and then just comes up. So I'm plugged in now and I don't have to worry about that. But I had to get like I think that cable is 250 feet. So then it goes under the house, it goes all the way up through the floor to the router. Because I don't want to put an extender. I can't put an extender outside. Part of big project, yeah. But they sell, like if you really want, your shed's far, they sell equipment that literally mounts on the outside of like where your house is. And it has like basically like a wireless infrared thing to the other piece. I forget what they're called, but I want to say they're a little pricey, but you could have a shed that's like 700 feet away from your house and you buy these things and then it just literally speaks from one language, like one frequency to the other. And then it's one router, like wireless. It's hard to explain it. And no wires except for plugging into that device. It's like a big extender, but they are very expensive. They're about a couple hundred a piece. Renabine, what's going on? Hey, Purple Turtle. Yeah, it's a big project, but it depends on so many things. You know, you could always oh, there you go. Yeah, the Starlink one. Yeah, if you unplug your router, it doesn't change any of your settings. Just do it, 30 seconds. The power part, not the actual plug from the router, the power part from the wall, and then put it back in. But you could contact your internet company to find out. Be surprised, sometimes it's just a simple, maybe your shed is 50 feet from your house. You have to figure out where your router is and if you could run that wire outside. You want to get an outdoor Ethernet cable too, because if you don't, it's just get interference and it's going to get disintegrated over time. Yeah, the business devices for most people that are here, it's going to be the home user. But if you get commercial equipment, super, super, super good, very expensive. But also it's a write-off. If you're serious about your business and you're making that money, that's an expense. That is absolutely an expense that you need because you can write. I wrote all mine off this year. Absolutely. But again, talk to your CPA in your area because everybody's different. Let's see. Somehow we have 4 internets to connect to. I have no idea, no clue why Brandon did it somehow. Oh yeah, it sounds like he doubled some stuff. You could reset that and start all over, and you can use wizards to like. Hey Nicole, how are you? You could use wizards on PCs to like basically walk you through the process, and it like detects the network. Yeah, it's a little technical, but it also isn't. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm good. Thank you very much for asking. Doing good, just chilling, having some tea. That happened to mine too. Sometimes when you have okay, you have a router and then you have like an extender. And then sometimes I don't like to use the extenders. They kill your speed big time. I used unmanaged Ethernet boxes. They have a different name. I have one here. The only one I have is I do use Eros, and I have their extender that puts us over here to it's like right now I had my kitchen guy run my wire under the house, but he did it wrong. So I had to tape it all up and I had to pull it through and cross my fingers because he put it kind of weird. It went through okay, but my speed is 1 gig exactly, and I'm wireless. So I'm like, oh, good. And then I had to do the shed, and then I had to put the Ethernet box in the house. I still have to put one more over there. The goal is to put all the wires under the house. I don't want to see them all, and I don't go under the house. It's just very narrow, so I don't fit under there. Oh, all different passwords and everything. So there's a seller who has me hooked on doll heads. What do I do? Buy more. You're asking the girl with 3 drawers full of doll heads, Kelly. Yeah, CPU packet knows all about the computers. You know what? Sometimes it's like the most simple system. I know. Oh, it's me. I got you hooked. I mean, these doll heads are so beautiful. I can't stop buying those. The old German ones. I mean, some of them are like 70s and 80s. Embrace it. I love it. Okay, wait. GR says, my son is my CPA. His favorite answer for me is no, mom. I have to unlearn no, mom, right? You know what I'm talking about? Billy and me had a cool metal ceiling in my basement studio. Ask me about streaming from the basement. I'm laughing with you. That's some frustration. Yep. Hey, Liz, how you doing? Hey, Retro Lucky Ducks. My brother ran a T1 line to his house. We joke that it glows. I bet he glows now from being next to the T1. Have the aliens showed up? Yeah, don't be overwhelmed by tech. And there's people that like have no idea. Leave it to the professionals. Consult with like a local, like somebody asked me what carrier I have. In my neighborhood, there's like Spectrum, which I don't want cable internet. I just never been a fan of it. What do we have? I want to say Verizon, but it's Frontier. Yeah, it's Frontier now. Worst service ever. Never. I'm going to say this as a PSA to every single person. Do not use their chat to order services or get help, because that is everything international. And I had nothing but issues with it. 1 month, my bill was like $600 because they ordered like 4 internets at my house. So trying to get that undone and getting credits back was such a waste of my time. Finally, they made it right and fixed it. I still have to check every month to see if they overbill us for equipment. It's just nuts. Why do we have a server? I leave it to him, but I'm so confused. It's complicated. Yeah. Yeah. Some people have servers for various reasons. Some people want to host their own stuff. Random question. Did you ever get into Quake or QuakeCon in Texas? No, I never did. Are you going? Didn't think that a cool ceiling through it all. So you figured a workaround now. Yeah. You have Google. Oh, you love Google Fiber. Yeah, I don't know if it's here. Yeah. You have, yeah, I was going to say, how many servers do you have? Hold on 1 second. I want to roll back here because I saw a couple questions I didn't. And you have to like roll up. Okay. I think we're good though. Yep, we are good. Yeah, so now we tried this Eros thing. And the only thing I don't like about Eros, it came with the package from Frontier. We don't pay rental equipment or nothing. They just give us their equipment. But I think I'm going to send it back and buy my own router because I don't like that Amazon owns it, but they can scan my system to know what equipment I have and get serial numbers. I don't like that. So I'm going to get something else and have my own software. And almost every PC, almost every internet type person says the same thing. Oh, he's a lead setup engineer for. Oh, wow. Engineer for. I can't even speak. You're thinking about doing this too? Yeah, so don't stress about your internet. The biggest you want, the faster the speed is sometimes better. And some people live in rural areas, they can't get it. Hey, Wiener Junkies, how you doing? What's going on? Like in our area, so before they kind of upgraded their service and fiber underground, is we used to be the last house. This is too technical. Okay, the last house on their kind of their grid thing. So they have 10 houses and then they all plug into this box. And then the box feeds from the pole internet to every house. We were the last one. So for like years, our service was terrible. We paid a lot. Now they've gotten rid of that. And I think most of it is in the ground. And it's, oh man, what a difference. I remember like the speed was like 20. Now, if I run a test on fast.com or another one, speedtest.net, it's like 970. It's pretty quick. So, and I don't have that warning on my phone anymore. I did forget to turn something off there. I don't have that weird warning on my phone where it says, you have like a bad connection. Watch, I'll probably get it now. I don't usually get that. If you get that, that means your internet's probably pretty slow, or you haven't turned on Wi-Fi on your phone. So if you have a phone, you want to connect your Wi-Fi to your home router, okay? As long as you have a wireless one. If you don't know that you have wireless, it usually will say it on there, or you can get the model number and look it up on the internet. What's a good speed for internet? I mean, even for streaming, it all depends. Probably I would say at least I had 100 and I still could stream. And then but I did get randomly, I would get, like when I first started Whatnot, I would get those, oh, you have a bad internet connection. So depending on the reach, that old router was terrible. I don't know, 500 is probably pretty good. It really depends. The 1 gig might be overkill for some folks, but yeah, I think, I don't know, I think about 500. Oh, you can tell when everyone got home by 5:30 in our neighborhood and I was still working my internet. Yeah, so right about when the pandemic was like full-fledged, the kids were home, they were using the internet. I feel like, well, there was also so much net neutrality and everything going on with the internet. And when companies get control to sell all of our data, they would bog down the speed. Like I know Frontier, Verizon, they've all gotten in trouble for it, but they do it. And about 5 p.m., it would crash all the time. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? And since we went to the 1G, we don't even have that issue at all. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 desktop computers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electronics pieces, phones, iPads, 2 TVs. Yeah, we have a lot of equipment. That's over 20, and it's not slow at all. So router, I don't really recommend any particular router. If you want something user-friendly and you don't care that you plug it in and play, the Eros is pretty good. Eros version 6, Amazon sells it. But I don't like that they can scan my system to see what's my serial numbers and all that stuff. I don't like that. I mean, I'm just not a fan of that. But biggest argument in our house was when I was working and my son would turn on us. Oh yeah, right. Because he would be playing live streaming and it would take so much speed. Yes. You know what? I don't mess with any of that yet. I know about it. Are you trying to do that like when you go live thrifting, right? Because they sell those devices. How much are they? A couple hundred, right? Or you pay monthly? I mean, I know a few people that use them and they stream like on YouTube with them. It's like your internet hotspot. Yeah, and you have to pay for the package, like size, etc. Yeah. So basically, when people are going live, maybe their phone internet, it might be in an area that it isn't working so good. So then people get the yeah. It is like that. Yeah. They do tethering. Okay, we're going to get a little technical right now. So tethering is also another thing that if you know how you could tether your phone to work on your laptop, but some carriers learned a long time ago how to block it. It is a paid extra service. It's just your speeds. Oh yeah, I just did, my download is 19. Look on your bill and see how much you're paying. Your bill will tell you the speed. It might say 50/50. If you're wireless, you're gonna be lucky to get half of that. If you plug your Ethernet in from your device to the router, then run the speed test again. it should give you close to the actual one. You might have to restart your computer. Sometimes it does that. It's not accurate. Turn off your wireless and then plug it in and see. Yeah, it's very technical. Every single time you guys run a wireless device, you're going to get about half the speed if you're lucky. Yeah. So like if I run fast.com, I like fast.com. I'm running it right now. Oh, I forgot to plug in something. I'm not plugged in at all, and I'll be about half. So I'm actually not half. I'm more than half. So I have 1 gig. I always run it twice because I'm streaming right now, so it is going to bring it down a little bit. And it's 790. That's pretty fast. But I did put all Cat 7, which is another whole technical thing, Cat 7 cables throughout. You have one bad cable. They last a long time, but technology changes, so I changed my cables. Yep, I can hotspot my phone for laptop work, but I'm thinking I can set something in the window with a better signal than through a house with my phone. Yeah, exactly. Because at your house, do you have a bad connection, or is it like it's all of it, right? And depends where you guys live. If you live in a rural area, it's going to be hard. It all depends on the carrier, what they or have available to you. Let's see. My husband has a Mi-Fi for work. We use it so the kids can watch TV in the car. I have one right here. I'll show you. Let's see. I have one right here on the box. I have this one. And it's a little, this is a T-Mobile one. They look like this. And this one has, I don't know how much data this one has. Because you basically buy it, pay monthly. It's not charged. But it's just little. It's a tiny thing. And then it plugs in the back or the side, and it charges. And it's about, this one's actually from the school. This is my work, like a work kind of one. And it might have like, I don't know what this package one is. I feel like, so it would run out. It would constantly run out because I would use more than 200. I'm trying to think how much this one was. It's a T-Mobile. Let's see. So say you pay like an extra $12 a month. They give you this card, or not card, this box. You plug it in. It works wirelessly, but the plug-in is for charging it. Plug it into your computer, and this works as your router. So you put it by a window, you put it wherever you want, because sometimes when you're in a building, it disrupts any of the speed and stuff like that. And this is what George is talking about. And they're probably about the same size. I think the other one might be probably a little bigger. I don't know what this one is. Let's see what the size is. It says 240 on it. So it's like a hotspot router. Yeah, to keep it away from a metal ceiling. Or also if your house has the walls, interior walls, with like that, not drywall, but the old stuff, which is like, I can't think of what it was called. Not sheetrock, but you know what I'm talking about. The old, 1940s. Let's see what this one is here. What is this one? T9. Yeah, mobile hotspot. I mean, it gets techie if you get into it, right? Plaster. The plaster, I found that, like at my mom's, hers was slow, but I fixed it. She's completely wired in there. Yeah. So the little box is like $20 to $50. And I'm sure they have a bigger one now. Yeah, Franklin T9. I was trying to see what the price of them, but I can't see it in my, $10 to $30 a month. There you go, right there. They didn't work as good. I'm running into issues at estate sales with crummy signal. Inside old houses would be great. Yeah, it's because of what they used in the construction. Those walls are also real thick, and if any walls have concrete in them too, it will definitely cut your signal down big time. And sometimes if you have the chance when you're going into one of those places before you're live, test it out. I mean, people will tell you. I've been in your streams when you're done some live thrifting, and your Your quality, your video feed has been really clear. Really, really clear, actually. I was in somebody's stream. They have a business and they stream here on Whatnot. And I've gone in 3 times. I thought the first time I went, it was bad. It was so pixelated. I don't think they even realized it, and they were just continually talking, but you cannot buy anything when it's pixelated like that. And so I just left. And then the second time I went, it was the same thing. I left. And then the third time I was like, okay, it's a little bit better. And then as they were, so here's what their deal is. Their workshop, it's huge. It's a metal shed. So they're working on a wireless from maybe their house, I don't really know, to the shed. So there's no, the signal's getting broken up so bad that, and it just continued to be horrible. So I was like, they had awesome stuff, but I can't see what I'm buying. So I just left again. And there you go, metal sheds. Yeah, so anyways, there's your internet talk, and you got to check. So if you have an online account, go look and see what it is. I know. I wish they would fix it. Maybe they're not technical. Yeah. They have everything but that good connection. And it's probably because sometimes people just sell and they're open and they don't have time to like deal with the internet company because it's too complicated. Even a better, maybe they don't have a wireless router that they realize they could connect to. There's so many things. Like I've always wanted to like go in and offer, but yeah, they have beautiful items from pictures you could see. Yeah. So I don't know. And I've been in other streams where they don't realize that's happening. Or sometimes somebody will say, you're so pixelated, I can't see you. It's clear on my end. And then other people, well, we're just not going to use the names. Other people will have like a perfect image. So it's also your carrier. It all depends on you too, not just the person. But I mean, I have a pretty good connection, so it should be very clear. And yeah, make sure you look on your bill. You can see how fast your speed is supposed to go. And if you're wireless, remember it's going to be half the speed. But you don't have to really stress about the internet speed. If you already know you have a fast speed, it should be good to go. Just make sure on your phone you're connected to right. Like right now, does anybody have a bad connection with my stream? Should be pretty clear. Should see dollies up there. So let's see, we talked about goals. We talked about the internet. Some people are mind blown because they're like, what? What did you just say for 5 minutes? Yeah, don't feel alarmed or worried about. Yeah, very clear. Okay, good. Used to be at night, right around 11:30. I would get into like the corner when I was scanning and I would get the signal. Or if I put my phone on this side, which is weird because maybe because of the air conditioner. We have air conditioner on the wall. It could be from that, all that metal. You never know. But technology likes to interfere with itself depending on what frequency it's on. Yeah, I'm not going to get into frequencies, but you get it. So what else we have going on? Does anybody have any shows today or this week that they want to share? Do it. Tanks at 10 p.m. almost nightly. Reset our really. Now, your Wi-Fi, is your router more than a year old? I mean, I'm not telling you to go spend money, but sometimes the routers are so cheap they break in a year. Like I had the Frontier routers. I happened to go thrifting. You know what's funny, you guys? They had a router at my thrift shop for like $2. I'm gonna buy it. So I bought it. I replaced it. It was fine because sometimes those routers go out, even the ones you pay for from the carrier. Yeah. You're torn between paper and toys. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Oh, all kinds of shows. Hey, Flip Shop. It is. I called AT&T to complain multiple times and they refuse to do anything but refresh their signal. So if you ask for like a level 2 technician at AT&T, I'm sure you've done all the things. Try to do that because you already know the basics. You've already done the basics. So there's a thing they could do. I forget what AT&T actually calls it, but they'll test it on their end. Hey, CG, They'll test it on their end. They'll say, oh, you have a fine connection going to the house. Be like, I need you guys to reset it. So what they'll do is they'll reset it. They'll make you unplug the router and completely reconfigure it. Have you done that yet? Because that will clear almost 100% of your issues. You could always, I have opened the box. I've opened the box. They're like, you're not supposed, I open it. If you open the box outside, there's indicator lights out there and it will tell you what, if there's like a red light on, it'll tell you there's an issue. Yeah, if your router is old, I would definitely get them to send you a new router. If it keeps doing that, it's the router. Because if they're telling you your speed is what it is, I'm telling you, you could do it. You have iPhone, right? Did you follow the video? The only thing I didn't show is like my email address. I had to block that out. Yeah, if you multicast on the app, it basically walks you through it with Whatnot. And then it'll want, if you have Gmail or whatever you use, it'll want to verify that or your email address. Huh. Okay, so when you're doing that, when you put in to verify your YouTube, you have to turn it on. You have to click on activate. Does that usually it'll be green or red with a little switch. Hey, KDB, how you doing? I know Moonsky was having the same issue and then she finally got it to work. You have to turn it on and Whatnot. Maybe that's why, I wonder. Oh, it says problem when you go multicasting. Okay, do you have the latest version of Whatnot? Because it could be that too. I had that issue for a little bit there. It wasn't pushing my video feed to YouTube. Okay, try it one more time. This time I want you to disconnect it, like delete it, and then go back and reconfigure it. It may work. It may take 2 times, as dumb as that sounds, but it may be that. What's going on? I know it gave me that issue, and then it would put in the corner, like right now it says casting 2, and then it has the little white, you guys can't see it, the little white YouTube logo instead of the red. Because I only streamed at YouTube now, no more Facebook. Yeah, George, I would demand, I would not demand, but I would request a new router if you can. Could be that. Who knows? Internet technology is just weird sometimes. Sometimes it works, you don't have any issues for years. And then all of a sudden they change one little thing and boop, you got to fix everything. I can't even tell you how long it took us. It took me 4 months to, it was about October, November, December, January, February, part of March, 6 months to get them to figure it out. Imagine all the time that I spent. So like, I was like, you guys wasted my time. Like I'm paying for a service. I expect you guys to provide the service. You did not provide the service for 6 months. What are you going to do about it? And so they upgraded our speed twice. And then they're like, well, we can make your internet like $20. But then they were trying to give us like the cheap service. I'm like, no, I would rather have faster service. So then I think we pay $50. But every time I have to go into the account, I have to make sure we're actually getting the right speed. Because if not, guess what? Now I got to call again. Let's see. Let's check it. Let me check it right now. And like I said, on your bill, I wonder if I could add, I don't never add services. You have to call. So if you guys have issues and then you don't get it resolved, remember, you can contact a department called the loyalty, depending on the, just tell me you want to cancel. And you know what? They put you into the loyalty department. OMG, you guys, what's going on? And basically the loyalty department is like, they notice you're a good customer. I've been being with them like 20 years. And you know, they'll make it right. And I did finally get them to make it right. But oh my gosh, the time I spent, hours upon hours. I work in tech all day. It should magically just work when I get home. Exactly. And I'm always messing around with the router. I'm always doing something to it, running the wire, upgrading it. I have one wire left, not wire, one cable. And I got a really thick coated one. So there's no interference. Hey, movie poster. There's no issues with it getting damaged under the house. It's 150 feet. I spent the money. It's a Cat 7. And now I just have to I'm going to get my husband to go under there and run it. That way it's going to go to one TV to the other. They will keep you on the phone for hours if you call to cancel. Yeah. Never use their online support. It will take you to a different country and they're 100% incompetent and they will make a bigger problem for you. They ended up ordering like whole home Wi-Fi for me 3 times. So, lesson learned, right? I mean, I know better than that. And then they would tell you what you want to hear because you have a chat window. And then so I'm completely nice. I'm like, no, this is what I would like to get. Can I please get a reset? Because sometimes it's fast for the tech. But now I have like the local phone number for like their hey Dawn, their like tech service. So if I have an issue, I just call that now. I don't have to deal with going through customer service at all. And the guy was like, man, for someone who's been through all the crap with us, I can't believe how calm you are about it. I'm like, what am I going to do? Be a jerk to you? And then you're not going to give me a service? And you're just going to make it harder for me? So let's help each other out. Let's get this taken care of. And you go on in your day and I'll go on in my day. You know, I just switched stars and the most difficult part was getting them just to cancel. They don't want to give up. No, they don't. I told them, I think we got to cancel. Well, we don't want that. It's like, yeah, we don't either, but come on. Yes, when I called about my defective replacement phone, the woman was shocked. I wasn't screaming. Yeah, I mean, I like I told the lady, the last lady I had on the phone was really cool. And she's like, I really appreciate you for being such a kind and loyal customer. And I'm like, well, I hope all customers treat you good, And she's just like, no, actually, they don't. And I said, well, I'm not a Karen. And I will tell you, thank you for doing, that's her job to do. And why make it harder for her? So I can tell you, kindness definitely helped. She goes, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to update your account. And then I'm going to give you an extra $10 off a month. And I'm like, for real? Why? She goes, because you've been a really good customer. So I think it's like 50. I think our thing's supposed to be like 99 a month, but I think it's like 59. I think we ended up getting quite a bit. And I wasn't doing that to get the discount because I'll pay my fair share what the bill is. But they made me spend a lot of my time. Yeah. Because it makes no sense. I think I only had one agent that was kind of just rude and then told me all the things we were supposed to get. And then by the time we got the bill, it would be like opposite. Like, was I just dreaming? What's up, Sean? Hey, Shauna, how you doing? Hey, Miss Junkin. We're just talking about internet and speeds and goals and shows, and the internet's the biggest. It's if you don't have a good internet connection when you're doing the streaming, it's going to be. I'm putting lotion on. It's going to be difficult, but for the most part, depending where you live, it's readily available. I've never heard of that one. What is it? Viasat, like satellite? Huh. I have not heard that. Is that in your area? I know there's Starlink that's like, Elon Musk's company, but it is about $150 a month. And you have to buy the little satellite dish, which is pretty pricey, but you have a direct connection. I am doing really good. Thank you so much. Hello. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of Rabbit Hole. What's going on? There's tons of companies out there, right, that offer internet. Yeah, I had Verizon for years, and then I had it changed over to what I say, Frontier, and I mean, it works. I wouldn't call it exceptional service. For a long time, we just didn't deal with it. We didn't have time, so we were paying for a service, and they didn't make it right. Oh, this is what happened the last time. I just remember this. Okay, So on the back of your house, because we had Frontier for so long, they put this big giant like tan box. Well, over time it discolors. So they had the box on for a long time, and we kept George. This might be an issue for you too. So the box has the ONT is what they call it outside. That's where the internet comes into from their line. And then it's an Ethernet box or a coaxial cable, and then it feeds into your house to a router. Okay. Ours was super old, and I kept telling them on the phone, I think the box out there is from Verizon. It's got to be 12 years old. I think it's time to upgrade the box since we have Frontier. I'd like you guys, because those boxes are a lot of money, but technically they're not because, So we went round and round, and what was happening is our internet speed would get up to the 500 when we had 500, and then it would just crash. And I'm plugged in everywhere, right? I'm not wireless or any of that. So I'm like, can I have a level 3 tech, which is like the technical, whatever they're called. I forgot what they're called. They're like a level 3. And they're pretty much like, if you're already savvy, you get those guys, but it's hard to get them. So I'm talking to the guy, and he goes, this is so weird. I really don't understand why your internet keeps crashing. I go, I'm telling you, it's the box outside. The ONT goes, well, I tested it. It's fine. I said, maybe it's old and it's working. And then when the signal comes through, it just pushes it. And so maybe a cable's bad. So I went through, I replaced all my cables. And then like the next day I talked to the guy, same thing was going on. Finally, the technician came. The technician was actually pretty cool. And our kids went to the same schools. It was really weird. He was like, oh, you know what? I've done everything. I don't know what the problem is. Your signal keeps dropping. I go, what about the box outside? Like that thing is so old. The ONT has to be old. Not the box itself. I don't care about that. But the ONT inside, maybe you should replace it. So he went out and he did all these tests on it. And it would work and then it would drop our signal. So he goes, you know what? Let's just replace it. Way too many issues. I don't want you to have to call or spend any more time. So the guy replaced it. He ran this other line under. He's like, I'm not even going to charge you for the line. I'm like, are you sure? I'm going to do it complimentary because I was cool with him. He was, you know what I mean? So he did all that. He pushed the other line through for me, another one I wanted, because he's under there already. He's like, I can do it. I can even do it without going into your house. I said, okay. Fix the issue. Next day, speed went down again. So then he didn't finish like the installation job. So like I went outside, I opened the box. You want to know what the issue was? So you open this box, it's big, and you'll see like little buttons that have lights, and then you'll see the ONT. Well, he didn't put the ONT outside. I had to open the other panel, which is where the electrical is, and the ONT was there. So I took the ONT out of there, I closed the door, screwed it on inside, put the ONT there. It wasn't plugged in all the way. He was in a hurry. So I'm like, so then I fixed that. And then a new guy came out because it was still doing the same thing. Turns out the actual router was dead. And the Eros router is like, if they could get fried out, and he probably fried it out. It worked, and then it would go, but it's now fixed, thankfully. The speed is pretty good. I mean, again, I'm streaming live right now, but let me just see some. I'll change my server and see how fast it goes right now if I do speed test. This one. I always check it to see. Even when I'm streaming, like I'm on my phone, a different device. Yeah. It's almost done. It does it for about a minute. So right now, because I'm streaming at 7, it's almost done. 7:20. So it went down a little bit. I was at 970, but I think because I have something else going on my computer right now. And then like my upload, which is like the ping, this is technical. It's over 100. So it means really fast. If it's over 20, that's all you need to stream. Yeah, it's at 107. That's the ping of it. So that means really fast. The data's getting sent to you guys really, really, really fast. But yeah, it was just a pain in the ass to get that taken care of. No lies. And hopefully, and then every day, like now they send me a new thing. Oh, we're going to upgrade you to our new router. We just got the new, what's it called? The future of fast internet is here. you will get a free Wi-Fi 7 technology upgrade from Eero. Please no, we're good. We're good. Thanks. Because if you send me a new one, you know what you're going to do to me? You're going to charge me $180 just for the box. And then 70, whatever the other one was. And then I had to call back and tell them, I already sent that. I sent the equipment and they sent me boxes and labels. So I packaged it all up, sent it back, and I get the $180 charge times two, 360 plus tax. So I think I got that all credited back. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Because I only have the one router, and then the other one I already bought myself. So, but it's done. It's working, and I'm glad about that. Yeah, I don't know. It could be your box. I just thought about the box thing that is outside. And every house has one because it's how the internet comes into your house. And you just go look to the back of your house where you know the boxes, and then you can follow the cables. And the guy last time, he like, hey Anna, hey Country Roads, hey Cindy. You know, it's internet can be a pain, but also you need it, right? You need it, and you want to make sure it's working and get your money's worth. So if yours is broken or damaged, you guys just make the phone call to the loyalty department. Just don't even waste no time, because sometimes you'll get texts that tell you, oh yeah, we'll send someone out, but always find out, because when they come to fix it, they might charge you, like their rates are pretty high for the labor. 150. The guy said he wouldn't charge us for the cable. That was on the bill too. And that was like $190 or something. I'm like, he said he wouldn't charge us. So he puts it in the system anyhow, because that's how he gets paid. But they fixed it. We didn't pay a dime. I just have to laugh about it sometimes, because it's almost too much, you know? And I don't know. I just feel like sometimes the internet is just like above. And don't worry if you feel like you're lost. You'll figure out, you know, you'll figure it out. Some phones are great. Some phones work, that's a whole different. Oh yeah, Singular. I remember that. You should talk to the loyalty. They all call it different things. I think AT&T calls it loyalty. You just ask for the cancellation department, and then they send you to loyalty first. Yeah. They'll make it right. Hopefully they'll make it right. I mean, there's so many options. The thing is too, you need to let them know there's so many options today for cell service or wireless internet, that, you can check your options, and they already know. Like, I'm not a fan of Spectrum, but I mean, I have a few friends that they don't have any issues, not nearly what I have. But what happens with Spectrum is they raise the price on them like nothing, every few months, you know. And I don't know about their speeds. I mean, they're all kind of the same. What's up, Root Hog? How you doing? Hey, Cindy. So, I don't know. Internet's a thing we need for our whatnot. And I mean, I've said it, and I'll say it again. Don't stress if you have no idea about internet. Just, sometimes know that your router could be the reason why you're having a lot of issues. It could be, an old router, and routers are so cheap now. I mean, I even bought a couple at the thrift shop. They worked fine. The last one was working just fine with our service, and I paid like $10 for it. That someone probably just got an upgrade. I can always test them right away and know, but sometimes you get them, they're not. I try to buy the brand new one though, but I have bought two. I think I bought two of the Verizon ones. They're like a real skinny. And then the one I bought, the guy came here when he took all the equipment. He took my two boxes, and I was like, hey, those are mine. Because they were, I mean, I didn't care. One of them, I said, you could have it back. And that was the one I originally had. And it was already 5 or 6 years old. So what else do we have going on? Has anybody got any trains or any shows? Let's hear about your shows. I was going to just be on for a little bit today. So I'm going to get some stuff done. I'm going to see who's on. We'll raid them in a little bit here. But I really wanted to specifically talk about goals, talk about internet, and of course, answer any of your questions. Oh, I see there is the tornadoes. So, who's that? I'm just looking on Whatnot to see who else is on, so we'll rate them a little bit. A lot of vintage cookbooks tomorrow, 1920s and 70s, plus 80s, 90s community cookbooks. Oh, nice. I know I need to schedule more shows. I've been off for a little bit, took a little break, take care of some biz. I do have a video game show with toys, plush, whatever. I don't know. Oh, it's an Insomniac Club Delight, 10:23 a.m. on the 18th, which is in 2 days. You should do. What's going on? Are you already approved? Schedule another movie poster. Yeah, I went to movie posters show last night. Bought a poster. It was really fun. It's cool to look at those old posters, you guys. It's just cool. They just don't do the graphics like that anymore. For like a year now. Go schedule a show. Get some bookmarks. Just do it. You'll be glad you did. You know. I know it's like it's easy. I told you, we kind of procrastinate and put it off for nerves or whatever reason. Maybe you're not ready to do one. Just do it. You'll really be happy with yourself that you finally did it. Yeah, and then stick to it. Hey, custom wood burning. Handmade fast train this Saturday. 10 minutes. Woo, 24 niche sellers. Hey, I am too. On some things I'm a procrastinator. On some I'm not at all. Like going for a walk, right? Going for a walk. I really think this one will be better. So I've been doing all the other platforms for a long time. And depending what you sell, this platform you'll move stuff faster, for sure. Depending what you sell, like I said. But also you got to determine for yourself if you're getting the prices you'd get on the other platforms. Don't just drop the price because it's Whatnot. Okay. Stick with that valued item at what price it is. Okay. Like myself, I'm a collectible reseller. I have a few things that are low price, but I want to sell those items as I would on those other platforms. And I've stuck with that and it's worked for me. It's worked for me. I'll do trains where I lower it, but a lot of times the stuff people bid it up. You have to stick with the value. Absolutely. Because if you don't, then it's going to be like it hurts every single one of us on Whatnot. If people start doing if you're selling vintage or whatever item, and maybe it's a $50 item and someone's got it running for like $5 and $10, hoping it gets bid up, it's not going to get bid up. Someone's going to buy it and they're going to turn around and sell for the same amount. So it's really important that you keep with that, price. I know. I feel the same. I see it all the time on Whatnot. I've had a great luck listing stuff on Feebay lately, balancing that with the quick turnaround stuff on here. Yeah, absolutely. No, exactly. And I don't either. So you just put it at the price that you're determined to get. So if something's 50, maybe you put it 45. It's totally up to you, You don't have to. I would keep my stuff at that value. And toys, they bring values down. So I know. I'm gonna sell some toys, but my prices are not gonna be swap meet. This is not a swap meet. This requires my time to pack up stuff, to buy packaging materials. That has to get absorbed somewhere because it's a business, right? So you want to make money. You won't make money if you sell $2 and $3 items. I know people do the $1 to 1,000, but I don't want to make 37 cents to 42 cents on every transaction because I'm losing money because the packaging all costs money. Yep. No worries. Yep. So what? Exactly. It's all like you get something like her. I have a GoPro camera. Okay. I bought it brand new when I had it. I hardly use it. It's at version 8. So like, say I bought one at a yard sale and I got it for $5 and I'm going to sell it. I don't know if it works, but these are going for 150 to 250 bucks. Am I going to put it $10 on here? Probably not. But some people will. I bought 2 GoPros off here for $30 a piece, turned around and sold them for 150 bucks. Chip and I were talking about that. We source specific stuff for Whatnot while listing higher value stuff elsewhere. Absolutely. I do the same. Yep. Yeah, right. Yeah. As soon as I see somebody selling a GoPro or a camera, I'm like, run it. And a couple of times I've been like, man, I can't even steal it from him like that. I feel really bad. I can't. So then I had a camera recently. What did I buy? I bought this spy camera. It was worth some money. And they were only asking like 20 bucks. I'm like, 20? That's it. I run it. And then I tipped them 20 bucks. I mean, I could have tipped them more, but I was like, I do the right thing. Hey, Gummy Man, what's going on? Weird stuff sells great on here too, right? Oh my gosh, for sure. Shoot, tag me. I'll steal it. You think I'm tagging people? This is why it's important to go to shows where there's only 2 or 3 people in them. I see it all the time. I see it in vintage. I see people doing beautiful swung vases, and they're going to run it for $8. $8. I'm not kidding you guys. This happens all the damn time. I buy a lot of them that way. And then people put them on other platforms, or they run them again on Whatnot. That's why we always joke around. We sell stuff to each other, right? Because it does happen. I did that locally. It was offered on 17. Yeah. That's crazy. Imagine, and also the packaging that goes into it. Like, I gotta wrap this right now. When I buy a swung, like, I'll buy a certain size because I know that by the time I package it up and everything, it's gonna be over a pound. So I'll use the free Priority Mail shoebox. It's 15 8 by 6 inches. I can double box it. I can put pool noodles. I can do whatever I want. It works great for a swung vase that's 10 to 12 inches. I wouldn't go over that, like 12 and a half maybe, because it fits perfectly in those. 16 by 8 by 6. Are they bigger now? They make it, no, they didn't make it bigger. Where'd you get that size? It's 15. Hey, Susie Q, what's going on? I have my cheat sheet right here, Gummy Man. I wrote, because these are the boxes that I order. I have to order some new ones. And those are my sizes. I use the large, the shoebox, the small cube, and the medium 1092. There's also a 1097 that's a little bit wider. You always enter a 16? Well, it's too short. You better watch out, though. You might sell something that's 15 inch. I always make sure I have an inch and a half on each side. Yeah, I always have an inch and a half on each side with packaging. And if you bought a swung vase from me, I package like crazy because I imagine me getting the item. I want it to come to me safe and secure. If it's ugly, who cares? It's sometimes it's 2 inches. 2, that's 4 because it's 15. Yeah, it's usually about 2 inches all around. Yep. Hey, Philly Flipper, how you doing? Well, there's some rules, like even with UPS for insurance, you have to have I forget exactly, theirs could be 1 inch all the way around inside the packaging. So, people that package, they do double box, there's got to be an inch all the way around, top, bottom, side, left, and right. Yep. And because if it gets damaged, they're not going to cover it if you don't package it properly. Hey, Awesome Finds, how you doing? Is it better to scan or have select products to auction? It depends on the style of your show. If you're in a 10-minute train that's like fast, you are literally running one thing after the other. If you're doing a 30-minute stream, fast, run it. If you're on like me and you talk and you do both, scan and run it, but have everything preloaded because it'll help you go faster. It'll make that customer that you want to win and buy from you not have to wait too long. Because you will lose people if you're taking a long time to enter stuff. I've seen it. I've experienced it. And as being on Whatnot for as long as I have now, which is like a year and a half, late at night, I try to make sure everything's in. I'll intentionally have a few items that are not in the system because a lot of people like the scan. Yep. I do too. Or if I have it loaded, I might not have a picture of it. Like right now, I just entered, 20, 30 things. I have to take pictures and put them in there. What did I have in there? Trying to think. No, I think everything's in there except the new little planners. The new little panners. Living Bliss, what's up, my friend? How are you? It's been forever. Hold on, I gotta fix something real quick. I just hit the wrong button. I was like gonna tag you. I don't know why I did that. There we go. Fix that. Good morning. Hey, Mr. Joker Wild, what's up? I see so many sellers adding as they go, and that would frustrate. It all depends on your style. It all depends on your style. I personally like to have my stuff preloaded, but you've been asleep all day. Oh, I hope you're feeling good. Let's see, what time is it? 11. This is like 2 for you, right? Sleep sounds good, actually. I was up late last night. Yeah, I don't know. So, Katie, your first show, have 10, 15 items, have them preloaded. That'll do it. That'll do it. Have them preloaded and then just have a picture so people could see. And I said this a couple of coffee talks ago, is you are required, it says it in the terms, to show a picture. Like if I'm selling my kitty cat cup, which I'm not, I have to show a picture of this cup in the auction. Now, some folks use a generic image, 1 to 3 ounce, etc. And they show that. And it works, but it makes it easier when your customers want to go back to look to see what they bought. They'll know what they got if they don't take a screenshot. I add as I go, but I do live unboxing. I've gotten pretty quick at it. Yeah, exactly. And you could do the quick list too, because if they're going to bid on it. You don't have to worry about it either. Yeah, first shows are absolutely a must to pre-list. Yeah, and I've been in Amy's shows when she's done that quick list. She is fast. She's like Quick Draw McGraw over there. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, I'll do that too when I add. That's what's nice about having my phone. So if I have my phone over here and it's streaming, it's doing the work, right? And I could talk and then my camera's pointed on the item. And then while that's happening, I have my laptop here and I just go ahead and enter pretty quickly. Sometimes Whatnot wants to cooperate. Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, when you do them, your granddaughter helps you and she's pretty fast. So you're lucky to have the help. A lot of us, we're doing it all by ourselves. So that's a plus. And it does help you if you have someone helping. I did a first live from the flea market. Nice. I love it. I love it, Retro Lucky. Good. Hey, King Gnome. How you doing? Welcome in. We are just chatting about all the Whatnot. Dead Man, what's going on? Yeah, I do like having a laptop because then, like I said, my camera's here. It's facing on the product. I can enter it and I can shoot the breeze with you while I'm doing it. I think it's fairly quick. Sometimes I'm not fast because Whatnot is not cooperating with me. And so it might not grab my item and I have to list it again. How do you source other than estate sales and thrifting? I pretty much try. I mean, those are pretty much the two places. I don't do too much thrift shop. I have dealers. I have local dealers I joke about. They're antique dealers. And I go directly through them and I buy it. But I basically do a walk through their store and I pick what I want and buy it. And then they give me a pretty good deal on bulk. But there have to be specific dealers. It's not like the antique stores you go to where they have booths. That just doesn't work. Sometimes I go to those, but yeah, pretty much there. And sometimes you can advertise to your family and friends and ask them, if they have anything they want to get rid of and you could buy it or they give it to you. There's so many ways. There's like Facebook Marketplace. I don't do that, but a lot of people do. And then people are selling big collections. But a lot of times you'll find, at least I've found in the past, is they're pretty unreliable, like OfferUp or those kind of apps where you want to buy someone's collection. They're very unreliable. You've gotten so many good things from relatives and friends purging their stuff. Yeah. What's up, pretty old antiques? How are you doing? Hey, Turkey Jerky. What's up? Hey, Z Nicholas. Simply Smarter. What's going on? Karen, are you going to do some shows? But yeah, there's so many places like you could get thrift shops here in Southern California. To be honest, they're too expensive. It makes zero sense for me to source from them. Every once in a while, you find like an incredible item, but usually the price tag with it is pretty incredibly high. Yeah, you inherited your inventory. Flea markets are pretty good too. Yeah, I mean, and not just sourcing, you got to source for your boxes. You got to figure out the time you're going to spend getting those things. Hey, Christine. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Like we did our kitchen remodel. That's almost done. I have my shed. So now that's my next project, right? So I'm like, okay, I want one shed. You've got a box dealer. That's great. Look for locally owned, managed thrifts like church ones, nonprofit. Exactly. Corporate thrifts are way over. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're way overpriced. Every once in a while, I'll go in there because I know the owner. I mean, not owner, but like the manager. And sometimes she'll have stuff set aside and be like, hey, you interested in this? And she'll give me one price tag. But it's been a while since I got some cameras that way. I got like 5 or 6 cameras for like 20 bucks. One of them was good. The rest were just regular. So I use them for parts. I was making lamps for a little bit, camera lamps. That was fun to do. You'd stack 3 or 4 up and have that, put the shade. I used to make those, but I wouldn't want to deal with shipping them because it's just not easy to package up and ship a lamp. Mostly it's not cost effective because they end up being pretty heavy because some of these camera bodies are like 5 to 8 pounds a piece. They're tough, yeah. So I only did that for fun, like a fun thing. But yeah, I don't know. Anybody have any other ideas? I did go to this flea market. It's I guess it's like, is it Hollywood? Yeah, or West LA, maybe West LA. And there was some awesome vintage stuff, small glass, but every single thing that was at this particular flea market was like chipped or damaged. And they wanted a lot. They wanted a lot. Hey Sunrise, how you doing? Yeah, you list it locally. Yeah. Hey Lori. I don't know. So right now I'm trying to get through what inventory I have. I have a lot of toys and video games. I want to get through that and have jewelry. So I'm planning on doing a jewelry show and I'll just go through it and see. I don't know how many pounds I have left. A good 20 or 30 pounds of jewelry is left. I don't have an accent. No, I mean, I'm from Southern California. If I'm drinking, I might. She's good. She's really good. She was on Sunday night, but she's had some slow sales lately. So I think this week was not so good because when I went to check her out online, she was already off. And I think she was on for an hour. And she won't hang out. She wants to sell stuff. So if she hasn't sold anything in an hour, she's like, I'm out of here. So I think she's doing well with her other platforms, you know? Yeah, we're all doing good, thankfully, you know? Grateful for that for sure. My sister has my stuff for sale. Her name is Linda. She has great smalls. Let me tag her and you can follow her. She only goes on Sunday nights. Let me see if I can pull her name up really quick. I'm a little bit slow. Yeah, she has a show on Sunday nights at usually about 9:37 p.m. It's been really I have noticed this. I don't know about all of you. Okay, there we go. You can follow her. That's my sis, my real sister. I've noticed that a lot of shows that typically had 150, 200 people or 60, 70, they're having half. Well, a lot of people have left Whatnot. I think they were spending a lot of money. And I think, yeah, whether nice or less people in shows, it just depends. People, you know, and it also could be the consistency of the seller. People aren't, hey GTS, how you doing? If people aren't like doing shows, you know, I would get less and less. It just depends. You know, late at night I went and it's different groups of people changing all the time. So, you know, just keep doing your thing because it might be this week you might not have that buyer that wants that item that you have that you want X amount for. They might be here next week. You know, so just hang in there, don't give up. I haven't given up. I haven't done really that many shows, but I'm actually getting back to I'm going to have a new schedule. I'm going to come back every other Sunday night. And then I'm going to do a couple daytime. I got a couple of trains coming up. Try not to do so many trains. I want to try to focus on like my regular stuff. Hey, Van Wert, how are you? Hey, La Deals. Hey, Allison, welcome in. Yeah, so every other Sunday. So I'll be on this Sunday. And then I'm doing Wednesday night for what am I calling it? Whisper Wednesday. I'm going to keep that. And then I have basically Insomniac Club like every night when I do have it. Hey, thank you, Van Wert. I hope you're well too and having a good day. I'm having a great day. I love hanging out with you guys. Coffee Talk's going to always be Tuesday. And I have it in my book, but I'm just writing it down again. And then Thursday, I'll probably have like four shows a week. And then I may do random pop-ons during the day. I might even do a challenge. I don't know. There's a couple of good challenges out there I might do. My death pile challenge. I may not. I don't know. There's just like always something to do. Plus I have other work, like a real work. I say real work, but the one that pays the bills. But I have that stuff to do. How about you, Dawn? Are you slow too? Anybody real slow? And how are you guys advertising for your shows? I'm just curious. Are you on social media? You are too, huh? Yeah. It's also that time where, yesterday was the deadline for taxes. So people are still waiting for the refunds, and a lot of refunds are delayed. I don't think a lot of people are getting refunds this year because we had to pay a shitload of money this year. Saturday was slow. Last night was busier. Oh, that's good. A lot of people are paying on their taxes this year. From 2018 up till 2027, we're going to have a higher tax rate. So I will say one thing. Make sure you guys are having enough pulled out of your W-2s if you have one. We changed some stuff, so hopefully slowish here, but I've been doing well when I change my approach later. Even chose Death Pile, Brandon Poole's theme show. Yeah, people love that, and they love the curated too. Yep. Couldn't agree more. I know. Whose show was I in the other day? I have to think about it. I won't say who. And they typically have and I said this a little bit earlier, they have quite a bit. And the other day they were like, man, it's super slow. They didn't sell one item. And they always sell a lot of items. And so they're trying to change their approach as well. I think we have to reinvent ourselves sometimes, Come on, change your graphic, do a different style, do some giveaways. Buyer incentive really, I think, helps out too. Are you guys running buyers giveaways at all during your streams? Moxiana, how you doing? Yeah, taxes. Oh, taxes. What is your sales tax? Here in California? Well, it depends, different counties, but I think that for the most, I want to say it's 10%, little over 10%. I'm doing 1,000 carats, loose stones, 10 carat scoops, $5 start Saturday. We'll see how it goes. Oh, okay. Sold vintage cookbooks yesterday. It was successful in the books category. Well, that's good to know. George is doing one tomorrow. The only giveaway you do is a buyer's giveaway? Oh, that's cool. Thank you for sharing, Moxana. I haven't done, you know what? Okay, I talked about this last week or the week before last. So, giveaways are an expense you could write off, right? And when my accountant's how much a giveaway I did, she didn't even question it. She's like, yep, because she understands it. No giveaways. I do the giveaway as an expense that I get to write off. You have 7 and 9%. Yeah, ours is I want to say it's 10.25 here at the highest. And if I'm in the Orange County, it's the 7. I think it's 7. I don't remember actually now. $7.75. Yeah, I was thinking. And then over in some cities, it's weird. It's so low, and then over here, but then again, it's more expensive for a lot of stuff. No giveaways at all. You don't have to do a giveaway, but I took a break from doing them for a little while, and then I switch them up. I'll give away Laffy Taffy. Sometimes buyers giveaways are a really good item, and sometimes it's I had a couple people where I had a nice giveaway. They bought a couple items. And then you know what they did is they turned around and won the buyer's giveaway, and then they canceled their order. And I was like, that is not fair. So, but I just sent it. But I did talk to Whatnot about it. I think they're banned now because they were doing that to other people. You do regular and buyer's giveaways. Buyer's giveaway keeps people in shows. Also see half regular giveaway winners. I know. I feel like it is about half of the people that convert over. They buy from you. I've had people that I'm not, you'd be nice about it. I'm going to do giveaway. For me, it works, and I'll do one. I try to do it closer in the beginning of my stream because if they win the giveaway, it gives them discounted shipping. And so a lot of times I'll get half the time I get somebody who wins it, and they'll tip me, or they'll come into my store and they'll go buy something just to show support, which is nice. And then sometimes they get free shipping or very reduced. So you have reduced shipping and coupons. That's cool. I kind of do all of the above to try it out. I don't do reduced shipping, but I do coupons. How do you claim taxes for things? So you would really benefit checking out. There is Doubletray on here that does tax talks, and then there's Not Your Dad's CPA on YouTube that's fabulous. But really, here's the thing: my income counts as income, right? So all that income I made as profit, I get to spend on things for the business. It's like having a bucket of money, right? And I'm gonna have 10,000 bucks in that bucket. And then I need to buy stuff to resell. So those are expenses. So I'm going to use that money to buy those things. So it's like I can write that off because that's cost of goods. It's the profit I make after everything's paid, boxes, packaging. You know what I mean? It's always best to consult with your local CPA for sure. But you can write all that stuff up. I did all year. I kept track. I kept track of what was incoming, what was outgoing, and then deducted all the expenses from it. Sure, Not Your Dad's CPA. I like him. He's pretty straightforward, and he was a reseller. Yeah, that's really nice. Simply Smarter. Yeah, if you win the giveaway, you'll tip if they have anything. Exactly. And I've won a couple where I'm like, I got to go back and tip because I forgot, or like I bought from them, and but I always want to try my best to support back to the person. Absolutely. Like I have one person right now. I won two of their giveaways. I'm like, okay, next show I got to buy some stuff so I can, support them back. And my way of saying thank you. Yeah, Not Your Dad's CPA. Let's see. I know some of them. My first show, I didn't know how much it cost, and I did 10 giveaways. Yeah, you have to be careful because they're $5 for shipping minimally for a giveaway. Then the cost of the item. Those are all write-offs. At least I was able to write them off, so you should make sure. How do you handle cancel requests? Well, in my show notes, it's sold as is, no cancels allowed. That's a Whatnot policy, actually. So I'm selling an item, and as a seller, if I make a mistake and I say it's in great condition, and then I notice as it's getting bid on, oh my gosh, there's a chip here I didn't see, you can cancel if you want. I'm going to offer that. So I just handle that. They can't be done till after the show. Okay. And people who bid that want to cancel, they can put in a request, and then it's up to the seller, myself, to determine. A simple mistake, I usually don't have an issue with it, but like my kid just hit my phone and bid it up, or if they bid on it and they're bidding it up when other people are buying it, yeah, I absolutely don't do that. You're welcome. We got to learn. We all started with not knowing any of the things until we started implementing and doing the things, right? Absolutely. You figure out how you want to handle it. I mean, a lot of sellers on here there's no returns, refunds, or anything like that. Oh, Lucy, welcome in. Hey, Tabby Lynn. So you try to make sure, that's why it's really important to photograph, describe your item, give them enough time to bid on it, because they're going to have a video receipt of that. And if you make a mistake, we're human, then you can honor that as you wish, as you seem fit. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there are a few people that they'll just get they don't want the bad feedback. But most of the time, it's you check your item before you put it in your store. Like I've had items where it had a couple chips. I don't want to sell anything with a chip on it. People do on Whatnot, and they disclose it, and people still buy it. And I'm just like, I never understand it, but because most people want it because that person touched it. Depending on the seller. But like, I would rather not sell it. I'd rather have a smash show and smash it for fun, and people have a heart attack. Or if we have a smash show, somebody always buys the leftovers and they make jewelry or they do some kind of cool thing with it. Yeah. So, I mean, I think right now, I think I pretty much don't have anything that has a chip on it. There are some things just based on the age, they're going to have a tiny nick on it. Yeah, I'm due for a smash show, huh? I was in a The seller not only takes detailed photos and describes any issues. Oh, so the chat put, see, that's so like if you go look in my store right now, I have a couple items that do have imperfections, but it is clearly noted, it's photographed, and I have the little caution sign in the auction. You can use that. I copied OMG, she has it. And I use the word damage. So if you go to my buy now, like I said, I don't like to sell anything like that, but I have one Precious Moments Angel. It says damaged. The wing has a chip on top as shown in live because I will show it. Yeah. Not cool. You know, again, we all make mistakes, but like there's no need. I'm sure the person realizes it. No need to blast them. Let's see if there was another one. I think I used the word chipped. I was trying to use the same words, you know? Oh, maybe not. Buy it now. I have to look in. Okay, there it is. Chip on side. And then like a T said I have chip on side, but I used a little caution. Funniest I got. I imagine it cuter than it is. Oh, for feedback. That's funny. Hey, Olive in here. How you doing? Send them a message. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you know, as a seller, we spend a lot of time taking photos, writing accurate descriptions, putting it in there. We don't have to do that. We could just explain it, but it's better when, for those who actually do a packing list and it's printed out and you can highlight it when you pack it, because people may be shopping and buy a ton of stuff. They're not going to remember if that had a chip or not. They're going to get it and they're probably going to be disappointed. That's why I still will always include a packing list. And I will always ask my buyer, hey, do you realize in the description it does have a chip on it? Here it is. And I'll turn it and show them, here's the chip. It's pretty small, but it could be also the type of chip that's a manufacturer defect. So it's like, it's a flaw in the manufacturer craftsmanship, but it is here. I want to let you know. And then 9 out of 10 times, they'll be like, hey, no problem, run it. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm doing my due diligence to make sure they actually know that this is here. But other than that, I've been trying after these few items, the 4 that I have left, I'm like, you know, because you get the one item and you're like, oh crap, I didn't look at it good enough. I got such a good deal. And now I notice there's an issue to it. Hey, Mel, what's going on? What's going on? So, you know, look at your stuff, represent it, sell it, you know, and you only get so much time to capture that audience. And you might have 25, 35 people, you might have 2 people. But when you have one of those persons might want to buy your item or tag a friend who will buy your item, you know, you just got to kind of, you know, make sure you're being honest about it and have an integrity. Because if you don't, and I see this, and I see this all the time and whatnot. My biggest personal pet peeve. This is perfect. It's perfect. There's no chips in it. It's nail polish. It's not for sale. It's perfect. There's no damage in it. There's no flaws. Running it at $2. Okay, it's $2 and run it. It goes up to 12. You get it in the mail. You wanted it so bad, you get it, and there's a big ass chip right in the front. But they couldn't see it because it's, you know, it's not taking away the paint. It's already white there. I don't say perfect. Please stop using the word perfect. Nothing's perfect. Stop with the perfect condition. Because if it was perfect, it would be in the box, original box, in perfect condition, right? So, I don't know. That's just my opinion. You say it's perfect and it's not, I'm going to ask for a refund, and that's going to hurt you. You're going to get dinged by whatnot. That's right. I despise super vintage. I know. Hey, what's up, flippin' serendipity? Gently used. Or, hey, and I will say this too, of course, for its age, this is definitely like 50 years old. It's seen things. It's seen things. So it has a story to tell. Who knows how this chip got here? But you know, I'm gonna start making stuff up with the chips. That's what I'm gonna do. It's either vintage or it's not. And if you're selling things and you don't realize and you're like, oh, it's vintage, and it's like 3 years old, it's probably not vintage. And that's your job and your responsibility to research your items and know if they're vintage or not. because there's a lot of people that sell Murano on Whatnot, and it's not real Murano. It's Marshall's Murano, not the same. So I'm going to leave that up to you to figure that out. I talked about it about 3 or 4 times since I've been chatting about it over the time. Now it's up to people to know. Yep, there is. Vintage is technically 25 years old. 2025. It trotted along the Oregon Trail when they hit a hole in their wooden. Right, it cracked it. It fell out, so they decided to. The head is missing, so they decided to use the little creek, right? Get some water and use it as a water jug. You're on your own now on that one. I was watching the seller made up stories about things. It was so fun. I love that. Yeah, I haven't done that. I did that a little bit, just funny stuff. Contemporary or modern piece, yeah. Yeah, and it's important to be honest because I've seen people go, "Oh, it's a," and I've seen fairly popular sellers do this. It's a Murano. They sell it to a collector who, shame on the collector because the collector should know if it's Murano or not. Period. If you're a true collector of it, you know. I mean, I have buyers that they've the ones that have educated me about it, and they bought it and got it, and then they're like, it is not. I mean, it's hard sometimes to see it, but there are certain things that you know if you're a true collector. So it's not only the seller's responsibility to represent the item, it's the buyer knowing what to look for and what questions to ask before they bid on the item. You know, and I get it. There's these 10-minute spots where it's a zip, 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 zip kind of action. And it is hard. They don't see the chat. The chat is running quick, 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 so you really can't get it answered. But when you're selling a Murano and you're getting a Marshall's Murano, technically it's a counterfeit Murano. So be aware if you're going to use Murano, don't say Murano like. You know, you could say glass, whatever it is. But some people want to start collecting. It's not until they show it off they get told, right? And they get completely heartbroken because I've seen people come to me and ask me, same thing with Blenko. There's a lot of fake Blenko on Whatnot, not just Whatnot, on the internet, eBay, Mercari, Posh, all of it. And then Nat knows, like I've sent her a couple of pictures. I go, I feel like this is not Blenko, but is it? Because this might be something I'm interested in. She's like, it is not. I'm like, okay. And if you're lucky enough to know people like her, then, you know, they can help you before you buy the item. Flipping wallets around live, and you can see flaws. Yes. Yep. Flippity flip. It you know, it takes a lot of research and knowledge to like know what to look for. You got to spend time reading the books, not the internet. Because you can do Google Lens and you can take a picture of whatever glass item and it could be like, it's Murano. And then there's like a whole page full of items that look and feel, but they're not Murano. Just using that one for an example. There's tons of other ones that are, you know, they're knockoffs because there was like a lot of, you know, fake import items around that time. But some people want to, yeah, okay, we read that. So, I mean, I don't know. Just remember, integrity comes from everybody, not just the sellers, but the buyers. They have to, you know, ask. And if they're not sure, you know, and if the person's like, hey, you know what? It looks like Murano, and I see this a lot too. It looks like Murano, but I just want to leave it up to you guys if you know what you're looking for then. And some pieces can't be copied. They're not. You know, some of the Viking stuff, I don't see too many counterfeits of that. I see Murano like crazy. And I also see Fenton fakes. Sometimes, not a lot, but I do see some of those fakes. All right, you guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I got some stuff I got to do today. And all I can say is just, you know, keep doing your shows and, you know, just always have integrity. Do the right thing when no one's looking. Be yourself. Take a deep breath. Always have a show. Always have something scheduled, especially if you're a new Whatnot seller. And always have a plan. And, you know, make sure you take your time. You run your item and you show it so that that buyer comes back. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Man, a lot of people have a few. All right, let me peek here. I see a person that has one in their room. So I'm going to go on their show right. I'm going to go on their show right now and see. They're doing like a junk book thing. Let's see. I want to try to get someone in vintage. What do you guys feel like going to check out? Anybody have any recommendations with somebody that has less than 5 people? All right, I got somebody. All right, let's go to, I know them, Grammar Nut. Let's go over there and say hello. Okay, you guys, I really appreciate you coming, hanging out with me, chilling, the tips, all the fun, and asking about the whatnot. So if you don't have a show, get out there and schedule one. Don't be afraid. People here are amazing and welcome you. And like I said, do something nice for yourself. And let me get this raid going. And I hope you have a really, really good day. And let's see, let me actually look. Every time I look under, so when you do a raid, every time I look under new sellers, it's sports cards or Pokemon cards or movies or vinyl records. I never see any new. Oh, wait, we got a new person, vintage decor. Let's just pick them. Let's just take a chance. They got 3 people in their stream. Okay, so BJ Menace. Let's go over and say hi. Have a good one, you guys, and I'll see you the next time. Have a great day.